Just to give you a perspective of how big these windows are, take a look at this view outside of the Wellness Center. Community leaders say this move-in is a big deal for the La Crosse community. Now, this light behind me you see here is one of the nearly 1,500 lights that have been replaced in the last couple of weeks. Local officials hope it increases transparency between the community and the PD. The vote will then head to the Common Council for a vote next week, where they will have the final say on the structure. In our area, police say they're seeing more support from the people they serve and protect. They say that support is what keeps them doing their job. Now, there have been some concerns with regards to parking for consumers here in the building. Now, just to give you perspective, we are now inside the structure. The church was working on bringing that space up to code this year to allow those to continue to use that back space. But I think I can speak for most everyone when I say that the end of the week can't come soon enough. Guys, back to you.
It's a godsend now.
For the last several weeks, James has had to call the backyard of Wesley United Methodist Church his bedroom.
I literally sleep on a bench with a tarp underneath me, a blanket on top of me, and a pillow on under my head.
Since last year, the church has allowed a handful of people to stay in the backyard.
People don't feel safe staying in many of the places that are available to them in the city. And so the point of us doing this is to help to provide a safe space for people to be.
But starting Tuesday, this place will be no more.
We are no longer able to keep people safe outside when they're sleeping here overnight.
The church says overcrowding and insurance problems, as well as incidents in the last few weeks, are the factors leading to the closure. Organizers and those who use the space are devastated.
In reality, it's more sadness, more almost futility. It seems like everything you do, you're just kind of stuck in the quagmire of being homeless.
These people are very well known to us. They are our brothers and sisters. They are our friends. We know them by name. And as the coordinator and the person who started this project and this ministry, it's hard for me to do the same thing that everybody else is doing and saying, you need to go someplace else. It's painful.
While they remain optimistic about the future, the closure has left everyone with questions.
I don't know what that's going to be, but we will keep moving on and moving forward with whatever we can do.
So what are you going to do this week?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's another tool in the La Crosse Police's arsenal.
We use our body cam just like we would use our dash cam on the squad car. If the department would expect our dash cam to be working, then we'll be using our body camera.
Each camera is set up on an officer's upper torso. While the device will always be on during their shift, they will only begin to record footage during interactions with the public.
In order to operate the camera, it's all manual, and it's with the large button in front. Just push it once and it turns on. That's been very easy.
The 6 body cams record both audio and video and allow officers to review the footage following a shift.
Being able to go back and review a body cam video is a good training aid. I've done it several times already to evaluate myself and my approaches in response to incidents.
Meanwhile, in Viroqua, the city's police department has owned 3 body cameras since early last year. Each officer on patrol is required to wear one at all times. They say the cameras have made a big difference in their department's effectiveness.
I think they're great. I would have a hard time sending an officer out without them. Greatly helps us with complaints against officers, and we can see what the officers are doing and how they're dealing with the public.
Both Viroqua and La Crosse's police departments say, above all, the cameras bring a sense of transparency to the public.
If we don't have footage of everything, people think that the police are hiding something. And when we have instant footage of all contacts, obviously it works for both sides.
Building trust with the community is central to our ability to be a legitimate police force and to serve the community. If we can increase that with this as a tool, then I think it's vital for us to have.
Reporting for News 8, I'm Eric Jacobson.
It's just such a great service.
Mobile Meals volunteer Bonnie Stubendick has her route down to a routine. And from door to door,
There you go.
she's delivering a little warmth, one meal at a time.
Merry Christmas to you too.
We deliver meals to homebound, elderly, or disabled people in the La Crosse area.
Around 100 customers use this service every day.
Many of our recipients do not see anybody, so by having that volunteer come to their door, they're very grateful. Without United Way funding, these people who rely on our meals, who are specific for diet restrictions, I don't know how they would receive their meals.
Every year, United Way raises money through donations, but in the last month of their campaign, they are falling short of their goal.
Our campaign looks like it's going to come in this year at about $160,000 short of our goal, and we need some help.
Meaning the mobile meals program may have to cut back.
In the past couple years, we've had to reduce 2 of our routes, and I couldn't imagine reducing a 3rd route or even more.
We really want to talk about what happens if we are short of that $160,000 and the impact that it has on organizations that rely on us for funding.
But in the spirit of the holidays, organizers hope there's one final push to keep the programs for our area
Have a nice day.
funded for next year.
I think giving feels good. I think it feels great when you know that you're making a difference in people's lives.
By giving to United Way, you're giving to mobile meals and to the other programs, and it's very important for those people in need.
In La Crosse, Eric Jacobson, News 8.
I've just worked all my life.
Doris Burns is living proof age is just a number.
I think I do pretty good for 91.
The secret, she says, is staying active, of course.
I stick pretty close to home. Get my exercise in every week, though.
But her love for exercise
It's good for you, I think.
is only dwarfed by her love for her family.
All good kids, I think.
But a few months ago, Burns was awakened to a large bang in the front of her house.
I've heard the first bang. It was so loud. I thought, my gosh, did the front of the house fall off?
She went to the front of the house to investigate.
I pulled back the drape to see how bad the wind was and hear this big hole in the window.
Someone had thrown an object at Burns's window. A few weeks later, a similar event occurred. Police say the acts appear to be random.
There wasn't any appearance that she was a target, of something, because of something she might have, done or said. It just was a random act of violence.
The only evidence were the stones left behind.
Looking at her age, and I'm like, people don't deserve this, number one, and, this person certainly, what'd she ever do?
The cost to replace the window was around $800 to $900, and with an insurance deductible well above that, Doris was forced to pay out of pocket.
$850 is a lot of money.
So to help Doris out, Sergeant Craig Olson of the La Crosse Police asked the police unions and other staff for some help.
We put out a box in our break room, and just by word of mouth, officers and staff members and whoever has access to our break room, they were putting money in it.
The result was nothing short of inspiring.
About 2 weeks, we came up with $870, which I didn't think was going to happen in that short a period of time.
Sergeant Olson also received a discount for the replacement window and used the rest of the money for a grocery gift card. And so on the day before Christmas Eve, Sergeant Olson delivered a special gift to Doris.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas from the police officers and staff at the police department.
Leaving Doris in shock.
I'm still reading the card because I can't believe that they'd be so good to this old lady.
It took a little while for it to sink in. I mean, by the time I left, I think it was finally kind of hitting her. She was stunned.
And while the police say they were simply doing their job,
when you look at somebody that has been in this community probably her whole life, raised a family, for what she does for the community, it's the right thing to do.
This 91-year-old is just thankful for those in uniform.
I think they're looking after this old lady pretty good.
In La Crosse, Eric Jacobson, News 8.